More than 80% of Canadian permanent residents apply for citizenship when they become eligible, and there are a number of good reasons to make this transition. The first benefit is you can get a Canadian passport, which is one of the most powerful passports in the world that offer visa-free access to over 185 countries, including the United States. The second benefit of being a Canadian citizen is if your children are born in Canada, they become a Canadian citizen automatically. The third benefit is as a Canadian citizen, you can vote in all elections and you can also become involved in political activities. The next benefit is you don't need to renew your status. Most PR cards are valid for just 5 years, but once you're a citizen, there is no need to renew your citizenship status because citizenship certificates are valid indefinitely. And the fifth and final benefit is Canada allows dual citizenship, which means you can have multiple citizenships at the same time. Canada doesn't make you choose between a Canadian citizen and being a citizen of your home country, so you can keep them both. To become a Canadian citizen, you must be a permanent resident, have lived in Canada for the last 3 out of 5 years. Just a quick tip here, it can be 2 years, but I'll explain it later. Pass a citizenship test and prove your language skills in English or French. So let's dive into each requirement and get into details. Regarding your permanent resident status, it says regardless of your age, if you're applying for citizenship, you must have permanent resident status in Canada. This means you must not be under review for immigration or fraud reasons, be asked by Canadian officials to leave Canada, have unfulfilled conditions related to your PR status, for example, medical screening. Before applying for citizenship, you should review the documents you need when you become a permanent resident to make sure you're eligible. You don't need a valid PR card to apply for citizenship. You can apply with an expired PR card. Regarding the time you lived in Canada for your last physical presence, it says you must have been physically in Canada for at least 1,095 days or 3 years during the last 5 years before the date you sign your application. We encourage you to apply with more than 1,095 days of living in Canada in case there's a problem with this calculation. In your calculation, you may be able to include some of the time you spent in Canada as a temporary resident or protected person, or outside Canada if you were a Crown servant or a family member of a Crown servant. You can click on calculate how much time you lived in Canada and get to this page, which is your physical presence calculator. As you can see, it says the physical presence calculator is for permanent residents applying for grant citizenship. You can use the calculator to find out if you have been physically present in Canada long enough to be eligible for citizenship. If you have, the calculator will tell you that you're eligible to apply. If you have not, it will tell you when you will be eligible to apply. This online calculator is the preferred method to calculate your physical presence in Canada. So you can scroll all the way down to the bottom of this page and click on Start Calculation and calculate your days. Enter the date you will sign the application and the date you became a permanent resident of Canada. Did you have Canadian temporary resident status like a temporary worker between those dates? No. Did you spend time serving a sentence for an offense in Canada? No. Did you leave Canada between those days? Select yes or no. And finally, you are going to have your total days in Canada here. So we reviewed the permanent residence status and physical presence calculation, and now the next requirement is you may need to file your taxes in Canada for at least 3 years during the last 5 years before the date you apply. The next requirement is to prove your language skills. Canada has 2 official languages, English and French. If you're 18 to 54 years, you must show that you can speak and listen at a specific level of one of these languages. The ways we measure your language skills in English or French include reviewing the proof you send with your application, noting how well you communicate when you talk to our officials, assessing your language level during a hearing with a citizenship official. To become a citizen, you need to meet the CLB or the Canadian Language Benchmark level 4 or higher. This means you can take part in short everyday conversations about common topics, understand simple instructions and questions, basic grammar, and show you know enough common words. We accept various certificates, diplomas, and tests as a proof of your language skills. You can find out if they accept your certificate or diploma or not. The next step is to pass your citizenship test. So if you're 18 to 54 years of age, you need to take the citizenship test and you need to answer questions about the rights and responsibilities of Canadians and Canada's history, geography, economy, government, laws, and symbols. The test is in English or French, 30 minutes long with 20 questions, and the pass mark is 15 correct answers. It is a multiple choice and true or false questions based on the official citizenship study guide called Discover Canada, which I'll show you how to download it right now. Usually written, but maybe oral. To learn more about the citizenship test, you can click on this link and scroll down and click on Start Studying and download the Discover Canada PDF, which is a study guide with 69 pages. So make sure to read and fully understand it. The final requirement is in regards to prohibitions. If you committed a crime in or outside Canada, you may not be eligible to become a Canadian citizen for a period of time. Also, the time spent serving a term of imprisonment or on probation doesn't count as time you lived in Canada. Alright, once you find out that you're eligible, you can go ahead and apply online or on paper. The fees to apply are $630 for adults 18 years or older and $100 for minors under 18 years old. No matter how you apply, pay your fees online and include the receipts in your application. So go ahead and click on apply online, and here click on check if you can apply online and scroll down and click on confirm if you can apply online. Here you need to answer a few short questions, and based on your answers, if you're eligible, you can click on start the online application to complete and submit your application. After you apply, if the application is missing information or the fee receipt, they'll return it to you, and if it's complete, they'll send you a confirmation letter and begin processing. As of today that I'm recording this video, the processing time for your Canadian citizenship is 26 months, which includes processing of the complete of application, the citizenship test, the interview, and the ceremony. Taking oath of citizenship at the citizenship ceremony is your final step to become a Canadian citizen. Citizenship ceremonies take place across the country and at all times of the year. There are special ceremonies on Canada Day and during Citizenship Week. Adults and children aged 14 or over must go to the citizenship ceremony and take the oath. Parents will get certificate of citizenship for their children under the age 14, and children under the age 14 don't have to go, but they are welcome. About 1 or 2 weeks before the ceremony, they'll send you a notice with the date, time, and location. And the ceremony will usually take place within 3 months after your test. So after the citizenship ceremony, you must get your passport, which I'll share exactly how to do that in the step-by-step process in the next video. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have any questions, make sure to comment below and I'll try my best to help you out. Now make sure to go ahead and watch this video next because you don't want to miss it. That's the next step, and as always, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.